We'll try it again. That was Magpie. What was that called? Jimmy's Mean? Yeah. It's an old Jimmy Rogers song. You guys are into that? Into Helm?
We do some Jimmy Rogers songs. We listen to a lot of his old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have a good friend who, as a matter of fact, the guy who wrote the liner notes on the album is a singer in town named J.W. McClure. He does a lot of Jimmy Rogers songs too. I guess it was sort of through him that we got interested in listening to Jimmy Rogers.
Re-interested anyway.
Re-interested.
Yeah. You guys brought a guitar?
One.
We're gonna do something? We're gonna have to improvise and pull this mic over.
You did tell me he was good.
Sure.
You want to sing it?
Sing something, I'll work on this.
This is an old Bo Carter song.
That's nice. You guys cover quite a variety of music on this record. I mean, that was like a Bo Carter thing that's not on here, but I see you do a Blind Blake song. Mm-hmm. That'll Never Happen No More, a Bessie Smith song.
Yeah, Terry sings a few of those Bessie Smith songs.
Uh-huh.
We like a lot of music from the 30s and the 20s and really enjoy that stuff a lot. And was a very large influence of a bass player friend of ours who's on the album, Paul. He has his own jazz band back in Ohio, or did. I think right now he's in the process of getting another one together, but it was largely his influence that got us into that type of music.
I see. How'd you get on Folkways?
Well, when we made the album, we recorded it last summer live at the Dunham Inn. The reason we call it live at the Dunham Inn, see, we live in a house in Potomac with a friend of ours named Lou Dunham, and we always thought that it would be a neat thing for Lou to have a place that was called the Dunham Inn, a bar or tavern or something. So we set up a studio in the basement. We decided to call the studio the Dunham Inn Studios. So, so we recorded it there at our house last summer, and then we sent out press kits and little promo letters to a lot of different record companies, and it was about, I guess we sent it out to Moses Ash at Folkways Records, and about 4 days later he called us up on the phone in the morning and said, "I'm very interested, and send me a tape and this and that." And we were real surprised, to get such a quick response. And he was thoroughly professional and very prompt and really courteous and considerate all the way through all our dealings with him. He was very quick about it. We delivered the tape, and the record is out 6 weeks later. And it was really nice. And we monkeyed around with a couple of other record companies, and they just sort of
Kept putting us off and
putting us off.
Yeah, but Folkways has quite a history to it.
Yeah, it really does. Moses Ash has been making records since about 1937 or 38, something like that, and he was the first person to record Woody Guthrie, and he's got early recordings of Pete Seeger and Bill Brinsley and all of the New Lost City Ramblers albums, and Lead Belly was first recorded on Folkways. Just a lot of really important people.
How long have you two been singing together?
Terry and I have been together for about 5 years. It'll be 5 years this fall, and we played for a short time in Ohio before we came to D.C., and came to D.C. 4 summers ago. And that's when we met Diane, our good friend Diane Blagman. And we've been sort of living in and out of D.C. and working in and out of D.C. Over the past 4 years. More and more over the past year, we've been traveling a lot and playing in cities outside of D.C. We play some regular gigs in Baltimore. We were playing in Annapolis pretty regularly, and we were playing up in New York City, and that type of thing. We travel around.
Summertime, we do a lot of folk festivals.
We're doing festivals this year. Did some festivals last year. A little of this, a little of that.
Well, that's good.
A lot of different kinds of things.
Get around. The two things that we heard before we were having technical problems, you involve tin whistles, and you sound a lot like the Chieftains in those two songs.
Yeah.
Well, our friends would be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, our friend Bill Whitman plays the tin whistle on that cut, and both those cuts, and we have Brian Silber on fiddle. Bill also lives out at the Dunham Inn. It's a duplex, and he lives on the other side of the house.
The hammered dulcimer player.
The hammered dulcimer player is Matthew Daynard.
However, he is now in California.
He moved to California.
Good.
And the fiddle player, Brian Silber, lives over in, I think he's living in Silver Spring now, or Tacoma Park. One of the two.
He's probably out of town.
Yeah, I don't know where he's always out of town. I don't know where he's at. Who else is on those cuts? I think that's, Rich isn't on those cuts. Terry plays the guitar, and I play the English concertina on those two.
That's great.
Yeah.
For two people, you should get a lot of instruments into the picture.
Yeah, we have a few friends. I guess there were about 5 or 6 friends on the album that helped us out here and there. Yeah.
Would you like to sing something else for us?
Okay, what would you like to do?
Would you use something like that? Or do all the holidays?
Do that.
If you can both share that mic,
Okay.
our audio will improve.
Let's do it.
We should say this is WHFS Bethesda, Maryland, and we're speaking with Magpie.
never had nothing, no one to kiss. That's why I seem to have more than my share. I've got that man crazy for me. He's funny that way. When I hurt his feelings once in a while, his only answer is one little smile. I've got that man crazy for me. He's funny that way. Though he loves to work and slave for me every day, he'd be so much better off if I went away. How can I leave him? How can I go? He'd be unhappy without me, I know. I've got that man crazy for me. He's funny that way. Though he loves to work and slave for me every day, he'd be so much better off if I went away. How can I leave him? How can I go? He'd be unhappy without me, I know. I've got that man crazy for me. He's funny that way.
That was nice. I like the car on the cover of the album. Whose car is that?
That's just one of several old carcasses that are sitting around in the backyard of the house. Actually, the side yard of the house. They're just old rusted out cars. Lou's father is a sort of a. They're a family of mechanics, and Lou's father's collected old cars for years, and he used to have the whole yard there just littered with old cars. And then when they moved away, they took most of them, but they left a few sitting there. That's an old Model A. And, right next to it, there's another old Model A, I think, and next to that, there's an old truck, and next to that, there's an old Chevy, and
So, I see that you do a version of Old Lady Be Good,
yeah.
and it says that you were inspired by Martin Boyd and Armstrong into that type of music also.
Yeah, we've sort of gotten to know them a little over the past few years. We first met them back in Kent, Ohio, where that's where Terry and I met when we were in school. Terry was in school, and Mark Cozy, who was also on the album, he was in school there for a while. He played with us for about 3 years. And the three of us played at the Kent State University Folk Festival, and we opened the evening, and then there were like 3 other performers, and then Martin Boyd and Armstrong closed the evening. That was the first time that we met them. And then, of course, they've been to D.C. numerous times in the past few years, and we've seen them a lot of times. And the last couple times, we've gone down and talked with them. And last winter, we had them out to our house for dinner, and that was a great time. Just recently, we went up to New York City and saw them at Kenny's Castaways in Greenwich Village, and they came over and sat down. We were all drinking around the bar. They're really fine group, they do such fine music.
Yeah, they've come up here before and performed.
At the studio.
Aren't they something else?
Yeah, they're such great guys, really.
They are.
Just amazing.
Yeah, and it's neat that they keep that old music going.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
people can pick up on it.
Yeah. They're about the only string band of their kind, doing that type of music. Old black string band. There are a lot of old-timey string bands that they're mostly playing now, like the old-timey dance music, the Appalachian stuff.
Yeah, I've queued up That'll Never Happen No More, the old blind Blake song, and supposedly people don't even know if that's his name, or don't know much about him. There's like a mystery to that cat.
Yeah, I've heard that his name was supposed to be Arthur, and on one of his old recordings there was a little thing where some guy said to him, "Say, where'd you get that name Arthur?" And he said, "Oh, I'm the author of many things. I'm a very righteous guy." And but I guess nobody really knows where he came from. All that's really known about him is that he recorded and made records in the 20s and 30s in Chicago, and his popularity was, he got to be about the only person who really rivaled Blind Lemon Jefferson in popularity on the race records, and then he disappeared, and nobody knows where he died or whatever happened to him. And Reverend Gary Davis apparently says that he heard that he died in New York City, but I don't think anybody really has ever substantiated that. Nobody really knows for sure.
That was Magpie, and Tain't Nobody's Business If I Do, a song that was recorded by Billie Holiday and Bessie Smith, among many people back in the old days. And we heard That'll Never Happen No More from their record Live at the Dunham Inn. And you recorded this thing around here, most of the record.
Yeah, we recorded most of it at our house, and
the humidity got so bad that it started affecting the microphones.
So we moved out to
Stan and Randy's house.
The guys who engineered it, we moved over to their house and set up over there and recorded that. And we recorded one cut at Bias, and
out in Falls Church.
Out in Falls Church. But Stan and Randy, Stan Gowan and Randy Knapp, who engineered it and produced it, respectively, with assistance by Randy's brother Rick Knapp. They did a really fine job. They're going to be opening up a studio pretty soon, sometime this year. Hopefully we're going to be going into it and doing another album sometime this year. This is a little different type format than this one.
This was the first one that you...
Yeah, this is our first album. We're going to try and get another one together. It'll be a little different, though.
Yeah?
I don't know exactly how. I think it's going to be mostly just Terry and I, and bass and maybe an occasional instrument, but not with all the lavish production.
Can people find this in most of your...
As far as I know.
Discount Book and Records has
Discount's going to be carrying it. Bread and Roses, I think, is going to be carrying it.
And
you can get it from us. If you see us
whenever
around.
you see us in town, yes.
We'll be selling it.
Go right to the Dunham Inn.
Head for the barn.
Well, it's nice meeting y'all, and
yeah, that's great.
Very nice.
Appreciate you coming by, and best of luck with your record. Would you like to do one more song before you?
You want to do the Barnyard?
Sure, why not? We'll dedicate this one to Carl Martin.
Since he wrote it, I guess.
We're getting to that.
died over cockeyed. The little tomato, the agitator, took a chamois with a sweet potato. An old man got a dropped in on the collie, and at the barnyard dance this morning, and at the barnyard dance.
Thank you once again,
Thank you, Tom.
Greg and Terry, from Magpie. This is WHFS, Bethesda, Maryland.